All right, guys, welcome back to another video. This is a 2015 Hyundai Sonata, and this is for a thermostat sensor malfunction. Okay. Basically, he's here because he's getting a code here for having a thermostat temperature sensor right there. Okay. So to get to this one here, what you need to do is you need to remove this air box here by unscrewing up here and then also unscrewing right there on the throttle. Once you've done that, you can try to get rid of this piping here to gain access to it, which it sits right down there. You can see the actual thermostat housing right there. Attached to the thermostat housing is the sensor itself. So I'm going to try to remove as little as possible. So I'm basically just going to work on just getting the boot off for now. All right, so keep watching. Once you've got the clamp loosened here and loosened here, you are actually able to just leave it at that. There are some videos that take out the air box and stuff like that. Might make more work for yourself at this point. I'm pretty sure we can get away with it without having to remove any more than we already have. So here's your thermostat, okay, right down there. And then this guy right here, you see this wire that runs to it, right there at the end. That guy there, it's just focused on, that is your sensor. Sensor looks like this, okay? There's no wrench that's needed. You just literally grab it, twist it, and kind of pull it up, okay? Best thing to do though is, it's hard to do it on this kind of vehicle, but just relieve the pressure, okay? Anywhere you possibly can. This I can't open just yet because I just got the vehicle, so I gotta let it cool down a little bit before I pop that open. But just to relieve any kind of coolant pressure in there, to make it, when you pull that out, you don't get a bunch of like spraying and stuff coming out of there, because again, it's sitting right beside your thermostat housing, right? So there's built up pressure in there. That's the job of it. So anyways, keep watching. Coolant is open. Now, I've already disconnected the sensor here, okay? It's very easy to do it and straightforward. Basically, there's a push tab right here, okay? That's your push tab. Push it down, and then it opens up, okay? Once you've done that, now you can see the access of it. Now, if you can look carefully here, I'll zoom in for you so you can see it. Do you see that metal little ring clip there? That needs to get pulled out. That's what's holding the pressure of that in there. So if you don't have one of these little pick tools with a hook, I suggest you get one for this job. It makes your life so much easier. People can use flatheads, but then you run the risk of losing it down there. And trust me, from experience, you don't want to lose it. So you want to get the pick tool here and you hook it onto there, and then you just want to loop it and then pull it out. And then once you've got that off there, you are going to be able to pull that out. Okay, so I've got it hooked now, but I'm going to do this with two hands. So keep watching. All right, so now that I got it loose, I'm gonna lift it up, and there's still quite a bit of coolant pressure in there, so it's kind of coming out. So you wanna pay attention to how it's sitting. So you can put it back in, because I'm gonna do a quick swap. So that's the new one, and this is the old one. So they're sitting just like this with a clip connector facing towards the air box. If you get coolant out, it's no big deal, but and you may not be able to see the angle because I gotta be quick here, but I'm gonna pull this one out, and you can see it pouring out. And I'm going to flop it back in there. That's the old guy there that you can see, okay? So it's probably just the sensor has failed, and that's why you got the check engine light on there. So it's not in there all the way yet, so we got to push that one back in there. Make sure that your clip is facing the right direction, and then just kind of wiggle and pressure it in. Once you've got it pushed all the way in, then you can reattach your sensor to your connector and then kind of reassemble it back together. Don't forget to put the clip back on, or the pressure will build that up and burst it right out the back, and then you will have a coolant leak without knowing it until it's too late. Put your O-ring back on. Once you've got your O-ring or your C-clip, whatever you want to call it, on there, make sure you wiggle it to make sure it's in there nice and secure. Reconnect your sensor, okay? And then you are pretty much done. You're going to work your way out. So now you're going to reattach your intake boot onto there and down there on your throttle. All right, and that about does it. Guys, this is a pretty easy one. This is gonna be a step-by-step how-to guide. This is for a thermostat that goes from 2015 all the way down to 2008, if I'm not mistaken. They are in the same location for the majority of those engines. And basically these tools that you see right in front of you, those are the tools that you need. That's it. A pick or a flathead screwdriver to loosen the airbox, and a pair of channel lock pliers, or just these pliers here. So you have some grip, okay? This is your old one. Make sure that you always verify that the O-ring on there is gone with it, so you don't want to leave that behind or you're going to get a leak. And there you go. I'm going to go turn on the vehicle now, clear the code, monitor the level, just make sure that it doesn't get topped up, which you can clearly see that it will. It's inevitable, you're losing a bit of coolant, but that's it. Thanks for watching. This is a coolant thermostat. Thanks for watching.